All right, here's a quick video I wanted to take and show you guys an update on the red car and the boost creep problem we had last time, and what I've done to hopefully compensate the problem and just make it a lot better. So originally the header had a wastegate that was mounted here. You can see the discoloration on the pipe. So the problem was when the wastegate was here, it hit the hood. So I had to modify that, which is why I did the curve. If you go back to some of the other videos, you'll see it was just had this single wastegate tube. So what I did now was, since I realized that the collector, when we built this header back in the day, and it worked real well for my buddy back in the day, only had this one port right in there that you could see. So that was this same tube here on the side. So what I did was, this separation pretty much kept this side, or these two ports, kind of, you would think, help keep the turbo spooled and really wouldn't regulate boost as good as we would want. So I ended up boring another hole there and mounting this tube into it. So basically built a header for the wastegate to avoid any kind of problems or question marks. I don't want my customer to have any problems when he gets the car. So next we're gonna cut this off and mount a 50mm Turbosmart Gen 5 wastegate. That's going to be next. It used to have a older style tile 46mm with the 4-bolt, but it's just, I checked the wastegate also and I realized that we had a, basically it seemed like the diaphragm was kind of leaking past the valve stem. So not going to take any chances with that as well. So cut this off, plus all the new stuff comes with the V-band, which makes life way easier. We could turn it where we want. I don't have to worry about trying to get to these bottom bolts, which is a pain in the butt also. So should be nice. All right, look what came in. We got the parts finally to get the red car back together. So you can kind of see the difference in the wastegate of what I had before. And this wastegate, nothing against it, but it's just older technology, what Tile used to use before. This is Turbosmart's, you know, Gen 5, basically their newest technology put into their wastegate. So this is a 50mm. You can see the difference alone just on the discharge side of it compared to the older 46 Tile, and actually a lot lighter. Wow. And you can see even valves, you would think this being a 46 Tile and the 50, I mean, it looks significant larger. So I don't know where they're getting their measurements from, but that looks a lot more than 4mm to me. But regardless, V-band flange now, which is a lot easier. These 4 bolts are always a pain to get to, and so we're gonna get that on there now and basically mount the old flange. And I showed you guys the header already. So here's the header after we modified it. So I'm going to cut this off now, get the 50 mounted on there, and I'll shoot you guys a little video of that. We got the wastegate pipe set up all finished now finally. So you can see how much bigger this actually is compared to the other 46 that was on there. So really happy with that. I'm gonna do some port work in there, but got it all supported. New wastegate will mount there. And the interesting part about this setup also is the dump tube off the wastegate. So this was for the old 46 Tile, right? And then this over real quick. This is going to be the new dump tube for the 50 Tile. So that's how much bigger the discharge side of it is. So here's the dump side, and then that's going to be the new dump tube. So this thing is definitely going to move some wastegate air now, and we shouldn't have a boost problem anymore. So again, we won't dyno the car after this, but we will go straight to the track. So I'm gonna get this all assembled, and also check it out. Look what came in. We got the tires already as well. So brand new Mickey Thompsons. Got to get these, pull the bead locks off, and get the tires mounted on there, and then we will get the car back on the ground, get the exhaust system back on, and fire it up. Here's a setup all apart, just to be sure we get this all right, and everything else looks good. And check the fittings that were on the turbo compressor and on the wastegate to make sure none of that stuff was leaking. So that's it. We'll get it all back together now. All right, so here's the finished project once we got it all back together with the new wastegate setup in. So you can see all the new tubes in, support I had made for the wastegate, the bigger wastegate dump tube that's going down now. It's actually man, it's about ½ inch bigger than what was on there before. So Haltech boost controllers in, it's all plumbed, everything is ready to go. Man, we actually got a little surprise here. Got a new turbo in there as well. That we cannot wait to try that out. So a lot of good things, man. Motor looks clean. We're just gonna check the valve lash one more time. Car actually needs a new set of seat belts, so we're gonna put those in as well, and hopefully we get to make it to the track. So here's what it looks like all together. You guys have always seen it with this door has always been off, so we got the door back on, got the new tires on. New Mickey Thompsons are on, got the wheelie bars on as well. So we hope to test in the next week. If we can't, there's a possibility we won't be able to. The car's gonna have to ship because there's a crunch time for this thing to go. And if so, it's not the end of the world, guys. We will actually go test it in Hawaii when it ships down there. We've been in serious talks with the owner, and he wants us to head over there, and you know, we're gonna make sure this thing runs the way it needs to. And so that we're looking forward to. That should be a lot of fun. Besides, the biggest thing is, even if we did test it here, the track here is not the same as the track over in Hawaii, so it kind of defeats the purpose. It's just to get a baseline on what it would do here, but the main thing is to make sure the car performs on the track down there. So we'll give it one last fire up. This thing hasn't ran since probably about a week already, since I got it all back together. We've been busy on so many other things, so let's fire it up. All right, we got ignition. That's fuel pump already. Wait for our dash to come on.